Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. This is London Tay coming to you today with another video, girl. Today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to do 2 feed-in braids on a natural client, all right? So if you guys are interested in seeing how I do this style, then go ahead and continue watching, and do not forget to subscribe to your girl channel. So let's get right into it, all right? So my client is natural. She's been natural for a while. Okay, she has shoulder length hair. And yeah, this is how it looks all blown out. And that's how I'm going to start the style, right? So here is the braiding hair that I'm using. I'm using only 2 packs of pre-stretched braiding hair. The link to the braiding hair will be in the description box below. I'm using 1B. 1B is like an off black color, okay? So I'm using my table. So a lot of people ask me, why don't I use a braiding rack anymore? Because you can't hold enough hair on it. That's why you have to keep replenishing it and replacing it. So I usually just use a table for like longer styles. However, I didn't even want to pull the braiding rack out for this shorter style, so I just used my table. Okay, I got this method from Dope Axe Panna. Okay, I love her, she's great. Yeah, girl, I got that method from her. So I just basically layer the braiding hair on top of each other until I am done with the 2 packs. So I'm just approximating like 2 packs for 2 braids, you know, it just kind of makes sense. So I'm going to use all 2 packs. I'm just going to section them out. I'm not going to do a super small sections or super large sections, kind of like medium-sized pieces that I'm just going to lay on the table and lay it on top of each other. And yeah, so just layer it, make sure that you know they're not combined together. So here I am. I'm going to use the Shine and Jam green tube, okay? So let me go ahead and put you guys on game. So the Shine and Jam green has a way better hold than the regular Shine and Jam, and also a better hold than the Shine and Jam braiders, which is the red bottle. Okay, so I highly recommend, for especially styles like this, to just use the green Shine and Jam. All right, so that is what I'm using. I'm just going to go ahead and part her hair down the middle. Now, in order to get a perfect middle part, make sure you go in front of the client and you just go up, straight up from the center of the nose, and then go straight up through the forehead, and that is how you find your perfect middle part. All right, so once I do that, I'm just going to go ahead and perfect the part with the Shine and Jam. Always use a Shine and Jam after you do like a rough draft part to go ahead and just kind of perfect the part, because it just lays everything down so you can see exactly what you need to take away or fix. All right, so yeah, so I'm going to use that. Her hair is nothing on her hair or anything like that. I'm not going to put anything on her hair because it's not dry. She must have put something on it already, something like a leave-in conditioner whenever she shampooed her hair, okay? So here I am. I'm just going to just comb all her hair back on one side with the Shine and Jam product, and then I'm just going to literally just put that product on a lot of her hair, okay? So I'm just going to just part, apply the product, part, apply the product, part, apply the product. Okay, once I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and smooth everything in formation to exactly to the position that I want it to be in, so that way I'm not struggling trying to fix the hair while I'm braiding. All right, so I'm doing it the approximate location that I kind of want everything to be in, like I stated, so that way I don't have to move the hair, stop and let go of the me braiding just to kind of fix the hair. Okay, so just put it in the direction that you want it to go, okay? Because it's going to be laid there. That's where it's going to be. Okay, so since it's 2 braids, it's hard to stitch the middle part. So I like to just focus on stitching where the ear is, because it's just a smaller space. It's hard, like I said, it's hard to see a stitch when you have that bigger part. However, I'm still going to use a semi-stitch method on the right side, but when I'm done, I'm really just going to smooth it all down, so that way you don't even see any stitching, okay? The only stitching you're going to see is over there above the ear. So just start off parting a little piece, and then you're going to start off the regular braid. Now, I like to start off with smaller pieces of braiding hair, okay? So the braiding hair that I laid down, I'll just split that in half and then just use half of that. So I like to gradually get bigger. So it just gives me more control of the hair. All right, so one thing I can say is always use a comb. I'm starting to use the comb pretty much every time instead of just my pinky, because the comb gives me more control, and as well as the comb kind of smooths as it detangles and puts in the direction that I want it to be in. Okay, so like I said, the finger smaller parts, smaller braids maybe, but for this big braid, I'm going to use the comb for sure. Okay, so I'm just going to just braid, go left to right. I am left-handed. I don't know if that matters in this tutorial, but I'm just letting you guys know. So it's way more comfortable for me to feed in from that left side. Okay, yeah, girl, so it's way more comfortable. So for the right side, I'm going to feed into through the left side again, because it just, like I said, just where I'm comfortable doing. Okay, So as you can see, I'm combing as I go. And then I'm going to add hair as I go. You see on the right side, I'm using my pinky because I'm not too much focused on the stitch part on the right side because I'm going to smooth it all. But that left side, every time I'm braiding to the other side, I'm detangling the hair. So also I'm smoothing the hair down with that comb before I'm using that comb for the stitch part, as you guys can see. So I'm using that comb. It's going to smooth everything in. Comb, detangle, and then move to the right side. I'm going to use my pinky on the right side because I'm not focused on the stitching. And then I'm moving back to the left side. Yeah. So using the comb to detangle, and I'm adding a slightly bigger piece now. And I'm braiding in only one side, okay, of that braiding hair. So I'm using my pinky once again. Braiding back to the left side. Adding that hair in. Using that comb to do the stitch. Put a little product if you need the product on the hair just to make sure it's like more laid. Use the comb to detangle. Add the half of that braiding side, and then go back to the right. Use the pinky. Use the comb. Go back to the other side, and add in that hair back into the pointed finger in between the thumb. Okay. Using the comb to make the stitch again. Pulling the hair tighter. When you just see me pull that hair tighter after the stitch, that's just make sure I have a good enough grip, okay? That is what I like to do to make sure my grip is good. So, yeah, so it's just the same method. Use your pinky finger or stitch. Go back to the other side. Detangle with the comb. Add the braiding hair into the pointed finger and thumb. Smooth out the next part with the comb, and then stitch with the comb, okay? If you need product, just apply product on that part. And I'm just going to keep on doing that same thing. It's like a rhythm. Once you get the rhythm down pat, you are good to go. So, yeah, guys. So, like I said, I'm using that Shine and Jam. Now, I have, let me go ahead and give you guys a disclaimer. Try to buy one of those watches, like those magnetic watches, so that way you can put your product on it, because your hand heats up the Shine and Jam and makes it slippery, okay? So using that product on top of that watch, it really, really helps, and it keeps it cool, and it keeps the Shine and Jam into that same state that it was when you originally put it on, okay? So after this video, I did upgrade to that watch, and if you guys are interested in using that watch so that way you're not having a product on your hand, and that way the product is not heating up so it's not sliding around, then just go ahead in the description box below. I will link that. If it's not already linked, it will be linked this week, okay, guys? So yeah, that is basically how everything looking. Now, if you need to go ahead and smooth like you see me smoothing, use a comb and smooth. Don't be scared to kind of fix little mess up that you feel like you messed up, okay? And even when I'm done, I'm going to go back and smooth everything into that braid, so that way everything looks way more neater and way more streamlined, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and just keep doing that same motion throughout the whole thing.
You're a wanderer. look in your eyes is so unsure. Make up your mind. You're a wanderer. The look in your eyes is so unsure.
Hi guys, so here I am done with the braids, and I'm just going to use my comb and smooth that side out really well. If you need to apply more product, then go ahead and do that, but I'm just using the comb part just to kind of comb it in place, and then I'm going to use the rat tail comb part to smooth everything down into that braid. So you guys can see half of it is stitched, the other half isn't. If you need to go ahead and just fix that part, the stitching part, into the braid, if you have any type of like wrinkles or something, then go ahead and just try to, you know, smooth that in. Here I am going to do the other side the same way. You're not going to get a tutorial on that because I feel like it's kind of pointless because it's the exact same thing, okay? Yeah, guys. So while I'm getting that done, I am going to just keep on braiding, girl. Keep on braiding. And I'm just kind of visualizing the other side just to kind of mimic and try to get it to match close enough to the side that is already done, okay? And then I'm just going to literally just braid the ends of both of them. Now, you want to make sure that both of the braids kind of match the same length, okay? So I do put the braiding hair, I don't braid all the way down until I'm done with both braids, because if I need to add more length, I could add more length. And if I need to take away length, I'm going to take away length. 9 times out of 10, I'm never really taking away. I'm just adding a little piece just in case I need to add more length to whichever braid, okay, to make sure everything is even. Now that I'm done, like I said, I'm putting that Shine Jam, that product, back on the other braid, and I'm smoothing everything down. After I do that, I'm going to just do her edges. I use a Style Factor edge control. Right now I'm using the gray bottle, the gray box bottle thingy. That gray color one. I don't know the difference between that one. It doesn't really have a smell, so maybe that's the difference. It's kind of like the original Style Factor edge control, okay? But I'm going to use a edge brush to kind of just maneuver it and get it smooth on down. It's so hard to do edges when you're wearing these masks, okay? So, but I'm getting it done, okay? Girl, the struggle is real, okay?
In between the lines, you're a wanderer. The look in your eyes is so unsure. Make up your mind. All you need is some discipline. I won't get too comfortable. Just let me in. Let me in. You know I got you. I'll always help you win. My poor baby. Something's gotta give. Something's gotta give. I know where you belong. I know where you belong.
Okay, so now I'm done with the product. I'm going to just spray that freeze spray first, and then I'm going to put some foam on top, okay? Everything I'm using, like I said, will be in the description box below. If it's not already there, it will be there soon, okay? So just check back at a later date to see which products exactly that I'm using, all right? So yeah, and then I like to use wrap strips. Okay, so wrap strips, it lays everything down. It helps everything dry flat. So the key for wrap strips to hold everything is to make sure that everything is dry before you lift it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But for the most part, to make sure everything is dry, I like to just keep the wrap strips on top of the hair until I am done, all right? So use a blow dryer to kind of dry the hair if you need to do that. And yeah, girl, and finish it out with some oil sheen or some type of oil-free shine or whatever you feel like you need to do. Of course, I did dip the ends in hot water. That's kind of self-explanatory. I dip it a few times and then kind of squeeze the extra water out, okay, guys? So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was a little informative for you, okay? Hope you guys show me some love and subscribe and like this video. Or dislike the video, girl. If you don't like it, dislike. Because you know what? Likes and dislike both count the same on YouTube. So just let you guys know that, okay? That still count as engagement, all right? Love you guys.